Hey everybody, Amy from the Chaos Kitchen here, and today I'm spiraling. In the best way. Cinnamon rolls are a classic, and the closest you can come to making eating cake for breakfast socially acceptable.
People love cinnamon. It should be on tables in restaurants along with salt and pepper.
If my low-cal retired dietitian mother can convince herself these are part of a balanced diet, you can too. From Sweden's knotted rustic Cannabalar to America's mall-famous Cinnabons to Germany's Zimtschnecken, aka cinnamon snails. Not sure why nobody's more interested in them with a name like that.
Ew.
Anyway, these cinnamon rolls are a global love language, and today we are speaking it fluently. Now, let's dig into some chaos. Grab a screenshot now to bake along with me. This recipe makes about 12 cinnamon rolls. We're starting off by adding a few tablespoons of our sugar and all of our fresh yeast to our milk that's been warmed to about 46 degrees Celsius or 115 degrees Fahrenheit and letting bloom for about 5 to 10 minutes or until frothy and alive. In a large mixing bowl, whisk the leftover sugar and 1.5 teaspoons of salt into the flour and make a well in the center. Once our yeast is happy, dump it into the flour well and crack in our 2 eggs, really awkwardly. And then mix on high until the dough begins to come together and no traces of flour remain. Now is the time to do a quick stick check. If the dough is having trouble holding its shape, add in some extra flour about a tablespoon at a time until you're happy with the texture. Too much flour makes for tough rolls, so sprinkle with caution. Once we have a cohesive blob, add in the butter about a tablespoon at a time, waiting until each piece is completely incorporated before adding in the next. Otherwise, continue mixing on medium-high speed for about 7 minutes or knead by hand for about 15 minutes until you have a gorgeous supple ball of dough that springs back when poked. Scoop it into a lightly oiled bowl and, with oiled hands, gently fold the edges under itself until you have a smooth ball. Then snap a quick pick to better track your rise and tuck it under a kitchen towel to rise in a warm spot for about an hour or until doubled in size. Take this time to butter a 9x13 inch baking pan, mix all your cinnamon sugar filling ingredients together, and generously flour your work surface. Once puffed, jiggly, and uncomfortably good looking, punch down your dough and deflate it into a rough rectangle on your floured work surface. Pat, stretch, and roll it into a rectangle about 45 centimeters or 18 inches wide by 40 centimeters or about 15 inches tall. Keep a vigilant eye out for stickage until the dough is rolled out to about 1 centimeter or around 1/4 inch thick. Really aim for a rectangle here, gently tugging on the corners for definition if needed. Plop the filling onto your beautiful doughy canvas and spread cover to cover, leaving about 1 inch at the top of the rectangle, filling free for a less sloppy seal. Tap into your happy place, zen out, then snap back to reality and let's get rolling. Pro tip number 1, start by tugging the dough taut towards you, then folding it over itself. Continue this tug and roll until you've reached the end of your spiral and are left with a PG-13 rated log. Grab your log, slide it towards you, and feel for thicker or thinner spots. Often the center bulges out a bit more than the sides, so feel free to carefully lift and stretch those thicker spots until even in thickness. For thinner areas, gently nudge and scrooge the sides of the log together. Then trim a few centimeters or the first inch or so of floppy, oddly empty dough off of each side. Hello, chef's necks, and slice into 12 even pieces. Pro tip number 2, grab yourself some unflavored dental floss for the cleanest sliced rolls of your life. I'm talking surgical precision here. Now, there's something you should know about me. I neurotically measure all my doughs because I'm utterly incapable of eyeballing equally sized pieces. This usually helps me lock in and overcome my difficulties. However, in all my excitement over my perfect dough texture and that tight spiral, I got carried away and cut a few too many pieces. Was I disappointed in myself? Maybe a little. Was that completely uncalled for? You tell me. We make lemons out of lemonade here in the Chaos Kitchen, and extra pieces means extra chef snacks. If you have the gift, eyeball the 12 even pieces. Tuck your chef snacks into muffin wrappers and move them to a cozy corner in the kitchen with your main character rolls to rise for another 30 minutes to an hour while you preheat your oven. You'll know the rolls are finished rising when the centers are slightly domed, they've about doubled in size, and spring back about 90% when poked. Once they've passed your poke test, drizzle with your room temperature cream and pop in the oven for about 25 minutes or until golden brown and R-rated. Now, snatch your buns from the oven and let rest for about 15 minutes. If you're in this for the icing more than the rolls, directly double the icing recipe. While the rolls are baking, whip up your cream cheese icing, first whipping together the butter, confectioner's sugar, and salt until fluffy and lightened in color. Add in the cream cheese and optional extracts, and beat again until light, airy, and stunningly white. Then decide whether you prefer that gooey, drippy Cinnabon icing or a more stiff and stately frosting experience. For the former, carefully frost the rolls fresh out the oven. For a stiffer consistency, let them cool for about 20 to 30 minutes before reaching for that icing. I low-key nearly cried after my first bite of these.
Oh my god. What have we made?
No idea why they were so much better than usual, but I had all the feelings about them, and I hope you do too.
No more for you. None for Gretchen Wieners. Just kidding.
Are you here for the sticky cinnamon swirls or the excuse to eat frosting for breakfast? Have you ever tried stuffing your rolls with something unsavory like bacon or apple pie filling? Drop a comment below and hit me with your wildest cinnamon roll confessions. I won't judge. Then like and subscribe to support this channel where frosting is a food group and yeast is basically a co-host. I look forward to seeing you next time in the Chaos Kitchen. And remember, no rules, just salt. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm going in.
Oh my god. These are fucking divine. Oh my god. These are the best ones I ever made.